So let's please give a huge Carrick welcome to Dylan Kohlstadt.
Thank you, Kieran. Thanks, everybody. You guys must feel like you've been drinking from the fire hose. Day 3, you're like, oh man, what is she going to tell me today? Well, hopefully I'm going to inspire you, but more than inspire you, I'm going to give you a practical path to building your own brand. So yes, my name's Dylan Kohlstadt, and I was born in Kempton Park. Don't judge me. And sometimes good things grow out of the strongest fertilizers. And I was glad to hear that Vusi Tembakwayo comes from Benoni, so that's even worse than Kempton Park, and look how far he's come. So there's hope for you. There's hope for you. So I've always been in sales, okay? So when I was 6 years old, we had no pocket money because we were from Kempton Park, and I decided that I was going to walk door to door and sell artwork. So I painted stuff, and I walked around, knocked on the doors, because those are my parents, they let me do that. And I sold my artwork. So I've always been about sales. I've always been about making money. And I think everybody in this room gets that, right? Sales dogs. We all want to make more. We all want to earn more. So I went on to study sales and marketing. I've been a sales and marketing manager. Why am I telling you all this stuff? I just want you to know that you can believe me. You can believe everything that's going to come out of my mouth today, and you can actually pin your futures on it. I studied sales and marketing manager in Sandton, Pretoria, London, Australia, Cape Town. And then I started my own company, Shift One. Yes, I'm the sole shareholder. Everybody always asks me, isn't there like a guy who's actually running this company? How can you just do it on your own? Yeah, I don't know. My husband, he's the real genius behind everything. But believe it or not, I'm the sole shareholder of Shift One. And I literally grew it from the dirt, from the very, very bottom. I built it with these 2 hands. And we've always been about sales because for me, we're a marketing agency. So we take all your traditional marketing elements, all your digital marketing elements, we mix them together. But it's got to grow your business. It's got to make a difference, because at the end of the day, that's what we're really here for. We're here for growth. So everything we do needs to generate sales for our clients. So I'm not here to talk fluff to you. If you think that social media is fluff, and if you think that it's not going to work for you and it's not going to take you to the next level, then I hope to spend this next hour changing your mind. Because I promise you that social media will help you sell more. And I'm going to show you how. Okay. So we've all seen this quote. Definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and expecting the same results. So I must tell you that at the beginning of every new year, I'm the biggest sucker for coming up with New Year's resolutions. Anybody out there do New Year's resolutions? I love the 1st of January because it's like a clear line in the sand. It's a brand new start. So 1st of January, this year, I kicked off this amazing new eating plan. It lasted a month. And this new training plan lasted a month. But, and also the other thing that I love about New Year's is I send out my little handcrafted mass message. I don't know if you do that or if you get them, but I spend so much time writing this beautiful message. This year is going to be the best year, and it's going to be the best of your last year and the worst of the best year, and that kind of stuff. And I got no replies when I spammed my WhatsApp friends. And I was like, why does nobody care about this hand-sweated message? And then I was going through Facebook and I saw somebody that I follow. He's a radio DJ, Rams Mabote, and he posted, he got one of my messages. Maybe that's what caused him to post this. But he actually put up there on his Facebook page these people that send these ridiculous New Year's messages that mean nothing. And I realized nobody believed me. Nobody believed my beautiful little message. So I really did some soul searching because this is a very important part of my life, I went and thought about why didn't anybody reply to my message, and I realized that it's bullshit. Luckily, I can swear with you guys. So if you don't like swearing, I don't think you shouldn't work at Carrick, firstly. I realized that it's all cuck and bullshit because nothing actually changes every year, right? If you don't change something, nothing changes. So if you're not going to do something differently every year, nothing's actually going to change. So you really have to change in order for something to change. This year is going to be the same as last year unless you change something. So now I've realized that actually my little messages don't work. There's no such thing. I have to change something. And also, you can't wait till the 1st of January every single time. Every day the sun rises, that's your 1st of January. Every brand new day, you get back on the wagon on your eating plan, you get back on the wagon on your training program, and you get back on the wagon with calling your contacts and being the number one in your game, right? So this year is a blank canvas for you. No need to wait for the 1st of January. I'm giving you full permission. Okay, so I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to say, you got the weekend off. You guys have earned it. You're exhausted. You're going to drink bucket loads tonight. You're going to be hungover for 2 days. And so Monday, let's say Monday is the first day of the rest of your lives for you. So everything is changing and evolving. That's why I'm banging on you guys. You need to be changing and evolving. If you don't change and evolve, you're going to become obsolete. You're going to become redundant. You're going to become left behind. You're going to become old school. So, and it's amazing, you know, some people think it's like an old person thing. Old people shun away from social media and young people embrace it. But I can tell you that across the board, I've met old people that know more about social media than I do, and young people that know less about it than you do. So today what we're talking about is Palm Pilot. Did anybody have a Palm Pilot back in the day? Show me your age. Oh, I loved my Palm Pilot. It was so awesome. I used to carry that Palm Pilot everywhere. I even figured out like the clever little writing that you had to do, and everything was on my Palm Pilot. But you know what like crossed my mind is I had a Palm Pilot, and then I had my phone on top of that. And I'd carry this hamburger around me. Do you think anybody at Palm ever crossed their mind like, maybe we should integrate these two? Our clients are walking around, like the two couldn't even fit in my handbag. I had a small handbag. So, like, do you think anybody ever thought, and then I tell you what, somebody there at Palm Pilot said, no, we make Palm Pilots, we don't make phones, right? So, Nokia, I loved Nokia. I was the predictive text master. I could drive while predictive texting, just one thumb the whole way. So, like, I really battled when it came to moving to my BlackBerry, but eventually I was like the master, steering with my knees, like this, texting with 2 thumbs. But the thing about BlackBerry that did my head in, I once spent 2 hours, I committed myself, 2 hours of my life I spent on their app store. I'm going to find an app, and I'm going to download that app. Do you think I found an app? 2 hours. I couldn't find an app on their app store that I actually wanted. Why was that? Come on, guys. BlackBerry made their own apps. BlackBerry didn't open up their platform like Apple did and say, build apps for me. So where are all of these companies now? Like, I don't think you can give them away. So it's really important that you take away from this message that everything is evolving. You need to evolve rapidly. The way we absorb media is evolving. So media has absolutely radically changed in the last 5 years. Newspapers, down by 26%. Newspapers on the way out, let's be honest. Magazines, down by 16% in the last 5 years. Where are people getting their content from? From their phones, from the internet. TV's down by 6%. And digital is up by 86%. So the power has shifted from these publishing houses. Now, any of you that come from like an advertising or media background will know that these huge publishing houses had all the power. You would go there crawling on your knees begging them for like some coverage. And they would say no. Or you'd have to pay them ridiculous amounts of money. Do you know what a full page ad in the Sunday Times costs? More than that bonus you're working towards. It's expensive. So the power has shifted from publishing to the public, to you. The power is in your hands. We have taken the power out of the hands of the publishing houses, out of the You magazines, I mean, you name it, Sunday Times, Financial Mail. You can be your own Sunday Times, your own Financial Mail. There's nothing stopping you. You know, I give training all the time, and most of the people that sit in my training are publishing houses, media companies, trying to figure out how to stay relevant today because they're rapidly losing the game. They're losing the fight. And you know what? It's too late. You can't come to one of my training sessions and try and save your company, save your industry. It ain't going to happen. Because individuals are publishing their own content. They're getting their own followers. They're building their own media empires. And you know what's the awesome thing? Brands are coming to them, begging them to work with them, paying them to work with them. Individuals, people sitting in their houses, on their chairs, in their offices, on their chairs. What? Now they've got the power. They've absolutely got the power, and that's what social media has done. So have a look at how much time you spend on your mobile phone. There's this awesome app that tracks how much time you spend on your mobile phone. I suggest you get it. We'll save your relationship. That's for free. So you're looking at over 100 minutes a day on your mobile phone. Probably more, because I've seen you guys. I mean, they had to make you put your phones in a basket. How many of you didn't do that because you just couldn't be without your phone for 5 minutes? Yeah, I'm looking at you. I see that phone. It's like, oh, my precious, my precious. What's the first thing you did when you woke up in the morning? Not you, because I know it was dodgy, but somebody else. What's the first thing you did this morning with your phone? Put your alarm off. Very good. And then you checked and then your WhatsApps, and then thank you. So these days, the first thing that I do after I put my alarm off is, for me, WhatsApps. And do you know that WhatsApp is a social media platform? It's actually become my most invasive platform. Yeah, I'm actually not loving it. I'm on so many groups now, and it's like, I'll put my phone down, because I can actually put my phone down, for like an hour or two, come back, it's like 50 WhatsApps. No, why? Please just leave me alone. So basically what I'm trying to say is people don't talk over fences anymore. Everything they do is digital. You know this. You avoid your neighbors like I do. We literally don't make eye contact in the shops. When we're walking around the shops, it's like, oh, there's a neighbor, don't look. And everything we do is shared over social media. So social media has kind of taken over the place of the braai. You know when you're at the braai and you're talking to somebody and they're sharing, oh, you must use this amazing, I bought these great shoes, and oh, this is amazing, whatever, and my insurance is through this, and my financial services are through that. Well, social media has taken the place of that. It's become the word-of-mouth platform. And do you know that 80% of people believe reviews by other humans, not corporates, more than they believe what corporates are saying. So we look to other people to know whether we should buy something, to know whether something's legitimate. Bloggers have got the power now, because when they review something, they can give a product the kiss of death if they give it a bad review. And these days, if something doesn't get posted online, it didn't actually happen. So any of you do CrossFit? What's CrossFit? You obviously don't have a great body, because... My bad, my mistake. Anybody here with a great body does CrossFit and they post about it, yeah? You know who I'm talking about. So social media has got this amazing power, and I think we've all experienced it. It's less about this little piece of content that you create, this tiny little innocuous bomb that you just dropped there. It's like you didn't even know it was going to go viral. But this shockwave, boom, that goes out, that just flattens everything. It's the shockwave of social media that's really got the power. It can create, it can destroy. It can turn heroes into villains. It can turn ordinary people into heroes. So if you think about it, 200 years ago, you had to be a king to be able to reach, I don't know, 100,000 people. You'd send your couriers out on their horses, the criers. But now any ordinary person can reach huge amounts of people across the world. So my 6-year-old daughter is an avid YouTuber. She watches YouTube. She can't read, but she can navigate social media. Well, not social media, YouTube. She can navigate I mean, you know how it is with kids these days, born with a phone in their hands. These are your future customers. 20 years' time, these people are buying from you. So the stars of her world are these vloggers, video bloggers. They literally release a video every single day. These are her stars. These are her movie stars. These are the people that she follows. And these are the future stars of the world. Because literally the power of traditional media is dying, and it's going into the hands of the masses. And they're producing content that people want. And it's so real time that they can respond real time and change their content on the fly. They'll see, oh, this video didn't work. Next day, better video. Next day, better video. Next day, oh, people want more of this, more of this, more of this, more of this, more of this. Big publishing houses can't do that. They're not that nimble. So if you think of the first viral videos you saw on YouTube, it is not easy to go viral. Sometimes something just hits the funny bone of the world that is just completely and utterly random. Okay, so, I mean, you've all seen viral videos. It's actually really hard to make a video go viral. Some of them you can see have been really well crafted, and like millions have been spent to come up with something that goes viral. So it's actually easier to come up with something that's more sustainable. I mean, you don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to make a viral video. Individuals spend hundreds and hundreds of hours trying to come up with something that goes viral. Being viral is actually, you're a one-hit wonder. So I don't want you guys to aim for virality. What we're going for is slow, hard work. You need to have the moonshot dream. You've got to have the goal in front of you. But at the end of the day, actually, the way that I can guarantee you success is just through pure, hard, brutal work. So it's easier to guarantee slow growth as a success. It's easier to guarantee that you're going to make a success of the whole thing that we're talking about, social media and being the star of your own reality show, if you put in the hard slog. You're not going to become an overnight success because nobody actually does. So you're going to work at it very, very hard. So if you look at a few of the examples that I'm pulling in front of you now, does anybody follow Casey Neistat? He's awesome. So he's a filmographer, so a videographer. He's passionate about film, and he makes these incredibly awesome videos every single day. I mean, I cannot tell you how hard it must be for him to produce this content. But basically, if you think about it, he only started consistently posting 2 years ago. So in 2003, he posted his first video, which was raving about the iPad battery. So he did have a following. But only 2 years ago, he started posting every single day. So by August that year, he'd grown to 1 million followers. The following year, he'd grown to 4 million followers. And now he's sitting on over 7 million followers from the consistent act of slogging it, doing the hard work, paying the price. He now can command his own price. He's got Nike contacting him saying, please shoot our next commercial. I mean, I saw one of his videos said that Nike gave me, I don't know, $450,000 to shoot their next commercial. So I took the money and I blew it and I went on a worldwide cruise and saw how long the money could last. It lasted 18 days. I mean, that could so be me. I could do that. I could spend your money in that way, Craig. Just call me. Call me. So if you look at our next YouTuber, Gary Vee, and I call them YouTubers, but they're actually not YouTubers because they use multiple social media platforms. So Gary Vee started way back in 2005 with his dad's wine business, and he started producing a video daily about wine. And for the longest time, he only had like under 200 views for every single video until the New York Times picked him up. And then he shot to 200,000 views, and it's literally been his trajectory ever since. Casper Lee has more followers than those two guys I told you about. He is a British-born South African. And look at what he's doing. He's got the most ridiculous amount of followers. And sure, his content is kind of, fluffy and fun. But you know what all of these guys are doing? They are scratching an itch. Somebody's got an itch, and they scratch it. And basically, they're producing content that people want. The type of content that people are looking for, those are the kinds of people that follow them. And that's the power of social media. You can find the smallest, little, tiniest slither of a niche of a market that likes you, that really gets you, and that's passionate about you, and loves your thoughts. And you just consistently keep watering that garden, and you can't go wrong. Has anybody heard of DJ Arch Jr.? He's now 5 years old, but he started at the age of 3, messing around with his dad's DJ kit, and his dad filmed him, and he's now one of the top YouTubers, South African YouTubers. He's 5. Okay, fine, his dad does it. But my mom's got a YouTube channel. She's 73. So really, you've got no excuse. You can be the star of your own reality show. How are you going to do this? How are you going to create a following for yourself? How are you going to become the star of your own reality show? That's what I'm here to talk about today. But your show is waiting for you. Your audience is waiting for you. So in 2011, when I started my company, I knew that I couldn't talk about social media, blogging, having a presence out there, websites, SEO, if I wasn't doing it for myself. So I started writing my own articles and putting them up on my blog, and then bursting them out over social media, and then sending them out as an email to all my customers, and then, basically just waiting back and just hoping for the sales to come pouring in. But you know what happened? I wrote a blog called 5 People Who Should Never Design Your Website, and I sent it out on Twitter. And I got a call from Chicago. Somebody saw it. And they called me, and we did business. I actually designed some of their website work for them. I got a call from ETV, Mags on Media, Jeremy Mags. Yes, he's as pompous as you think. And he put me on the Jeremy Mags show. And because I was on the Jeremy Mags show, and I've put that video on my homepage, because that's what you got to do, video sells 133% faster than if you didn't have video. So I put the video on my homepage, and I got CEF, head office, the property guys, because of that video. They watched the video, and they thought, well, if Jeremy Mags can interview her, she must be somebody. And I picked up how many clients because of that video. So in my own little space, that little piece of content went viral. So I think this Monday is the start of your reality show. But believe it or not, we're taking my reality show to the next level too, starting this Monday. So Monday now past, the 2nd, I met with my team, and we're kicking off the Kohlstadt show. I'm going to be the female, more attractive, hopefully Gary Vee, for South Africa. That's what I want to do. So you guys are welcome to follow me and be my first followers. But follow me on this journey, because the way I'm going to do it is the way you're going to do it, and I'm going to be learning and you're going to be learning, and we're going to do this all together. Because why? We want to make money, yeah? That's what we want to do. So social media has become the world, and the world has become social media. Social media can make your thoughts matter, can give you a global soapbox. So you were talking about soapboxes earlier. Social media gives you a global soapbox. You know how clever you think you are? Yeah? So you can let other people know how clever you are using social media. You can actually get noticed globally. If not globally, then at least within a small niche. There's no shame in small beginnings, says I, because I know. But you have to figure out how you're going to stand out, because there are a million people just like you. I know your mom said you're unique and special. You are very unique, very special. But you've got to decide how you're going to stand out. So it's really important that you understand your essence. Who are you? Okay? Because you can't go and make out like you're this totally other person, and it's not going to ring true. So you have to craft your essence. That's why you've got these workbooks in front of you that we'll go through now, because it's really important that you distill your essence, and people are going to buy into who you are. So you need to know who you are. You need to spend some time figuring out who you are and what are you about, what is your brand about. So if you look at my brand, I talk about digital marketing, entrepreneurship, tech, innovation, that kind of stuff. I don't do food reviews, I don't do anything that's totally outside of that. That's what my themes are all about. And that's how I'm going to stand out. And then you have to be more consistent than everybody else. So let's say I gave you each a seed, and you planted it, and you watered it. Some of you are going to watering it. Some of you are going to give up at some point. Your seeds, the flowers are going to die. The plants are going to die. But there's going to be others of you that carry on watering it laboriously carrying on, carrying your bath water out, pouring it on the seed because you don't want to waste drinking water because you're that awesome. So you need to give people a reason to follow you. And everybody sitting here is handpicked. I mean, you guys are like next level, right? I mean, the Carrick guys are literally next level. Carrick does things on a level that's just like everything is beyond awesome. You guys are 5-star. 5 stars, right there, 6 stars. You don't look at it right now because your faces are looking really like... But I'm sure inside of there's that drive and that spark that they saw when they hired you that first day. It's there, guys. It's there. So how did you become the best? I see the table with the big ding-dongs down there. So I've been on all your social media platforms, by the way. I know you. I saw that photo of the elephant. I know. So the same principles apply to your social media. You're going to water that plant every single day. You're going to be consistent. You're going to start including social media in your sales armory. Yeah? Anybody out there using social media aggressively in your sales toolkit? Amazing. From Monday, this is going to be a whole new ball game. You're going to start selling yourselves. I mean, I know you'll already do anything for money, right? Now you're going to do social media too. How low can you go? Social media is not about hard sell. It's about soft sell. It's about saying how awesome you are, how much you know, so that people start trusting in you, so they start believing in you, so they buy into you, so they start following you, and very slowly and gently, they fall in love with you, and they buy from you. So I know when you go on a date, the lady hasn't finished dessert yet, and you haven't even told her she looks pretty, and it's already like, shall we go, your place or mine? Social media ain't like that. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to change the way you operate. You have to say, you look pretty. You have to take her for 15 dates, maybe even 150 before she buys the first time. You've got to woo her. You've got to be, see, that's what you've been doing wrong all this time. But now you know. You're welcome. Trust. How are we going to get your customers to trust you? Trust is something that takes a super long time to build. It really is something that takes a long time to build. But trust is something you can take to the bank. If people know that you are trustworthy, they will put their money with you. So you're picking up the phone and you're like, hey man, I'm from Carrick. And I know, because one of you called me once. And you were like, do you want to give me your money now or later? And I was like, who are you? No, actually, I wasn't. I was like, oh, Carrick, you guys are so awesome. But everything you say and do on social media is either building trust or eroding trust. Yeah, those posts that I saw of the flaming Lamborghinis, I saw those posts. So maybe your customers saw them too. I'm just saying. So trust is what you're selling. And trust, once it's lost, it's gone forever. Boom, gone. You'll never recover it. So we're going to work out a way to make your customers fall in love with you. And when they fall in love with you, they're going to share your content. And what did I say about social media and word of mouth? Social media is all about word of mouth. The whole power of social media is shared content. So when you understand what your customers want, you're going to share, you're going to create content that they're going to share. Your customers are going to become your sales reps for you. What did I just say? What did I just say? You see, that's why you're number one in your game. Your customers start repping for you when they share your shit on Facebook and Twitter and email. When they start sharing that stuff, they're repping for you. Hey, I saw this amazing article, and I know you're looking and moving down to Cape Town, and it's about places how to pick property in Cape Town. Oh, but Carrick doesn't do property. Well, maybe your customers want content about property. I don't know. You don't always have to give them content around what you're selling. You're going to give them content around what they want because you are awesome. You're making their lives easier. And they're going to share that content. Multi-millionaire CEOs read 3 books a month. So if you want to be a multi-millionaire CEO, you need to read 10 times that because you've got catching up to do. Where are you going to get these awesome thoughts from? So I've joined this book club, this business book club, and we read 2 books a month because I'm still working up to 10. And it's already changed my life. Now what do? Now I've got amazing content I can share, other people's thoughts. People are smarter than me. I know you will never believe that, but there are a lot of people out there that are a lot smarter than me. Not you, but other people need to read. So if you start reading a whole bunch of books and just like chunking your brain full of this awesome content, like just push it all in there, what's going to start coming out? You're going to start having stuff to talk about because you're sitting there right now going, bzzz, I just don't have awesome thoughts. I don't know what I'm going to put on social media. Bzzz, gray, what do they call that? White noise, static, thank you. So you're going to read other people's thoughts. Now, I'm your follower. You've just read 10 books. You've just summarized them to me every single day. You're saying, read this amazing statement in this book by this person, this book by that person. I don't have to read 10 books. Do you see why I follow you? You've saved me time. Now, none of these were your original deep thoughts, because that's still to come. They're still percolating in there, your great thoughts. You're becoming a subject matter expert in something. You on top of reading books, you read Fortune, Financial Mail, Harvard Business Review, MIT Journal, and then all this awesome content just pouring out of your fingertips. So creating a digital profile as a thought leader is an investment in yourself. Reading 10 books is an investment in yourself. Nobody can take that away from you ever. It's a personal investment. It stays with you for life. And that's what Warren Buffett says. You know, you guys look after the most important assets that your customers have, right? Their retirement plan, their investments. So the most important asset you have is yourself, sitting right there, bum on that chair. Are you investing in yourself? Because if you don't have the thoughts going in, the seeds in the ground, there's going to be no harvest. So take the time, invest in yourself, because this return is definitely going to pay off. You can't go wrong. Nobody can take that away from you. So there's this whole concept of create versus curate. If I ran an art gallery, so you come to see my art gallery and I've got all these amazing pieces of art on the wall. Did I paint any of them? I'm a curator at an art gallery. Did I paint any of those pieces of art? No. But people follow me because they love my quirky taste in art, and I'm an expert in that small slither of the art world, and I have the most amazing content on that topic. They come to my art gallery. They spend huge amounts of money because I've marked up all the artwork exorbitantly, and they buy from me. And that's what curating means. You go and find the best content. People follow you because you find the best content. You know what you've saved me? Time. You've saved me time. I don't have to spend 15 hours trawling the interwebs because you did it for me. And you put it up on your social media page, and now I can have access to that amazing content. And that's why I follow you. So that's what I need to leave with you now. Don't let anything keep you back. There's nothing stopping you. Literally nothing stopping you. But all you need to do is be consistent, like super consistent. You can't stop. The plant will die, and you have to start again. It's like when you left Banting, and you wish you hadn't, because now you got to catch up all those kilograms again from scratch. So you just can't do it. You just have to keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. And the winners, see, the big ding, you want to be at the big ding-dong table there, right? So to get to that table, you got to be a winner. And the winners are the ones that are consistent and that keep at it when everybody else is lying on their backs watching series, binge watching one series after the next after the next. Because you know what? They want to win an award in series watching. Because there's nobody in the world that has watched that whole series like them. Maybe you can start a channel, film yourself watching series. See how that works out for you. So in the mornings, you're calling your contact list, you're sweating that CRM system. And now you're also sweating, thinking, what am I posting? What am I feeding my social media followers? What am I feeding my followers? They're desperate for my content, all two of them. So you keep feeding that plant, and we'll talk again next year. I know you're busy, very busy. Anybody here not busy? You were sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to add this onto my day? I'm so busy. I don't have time. I do CrossFit at 4 in the morning. So you just got to do it. I'm sorry. It just has to become a part of your day. It has to become a part of your daily discipline, honestly. Because ain't nobody going to do this for you. All right? So you're either going to man up and babe up, or you're going to be left behind. So we asked your customers what they wanted from you. So there was a customer survey that was sent out. One of your customers said these beautiful words. Please approach me gently. Please show me that you have knowledge and skills. I didn't make this up. So they're looking for you to build a relationship with them. They want to feel your love. And they want you to approach them gently. So it's the same as that first date. You got to research them. You got to check out their social media profiles. You got to find out what they're like. Then you're going to tell them about your social media profiles, and they're going to find out what you like. You're going to send them, you're just going to soft sell these people. You're going to be like, look, I'm here when you need me. But in the meantime, why don't you follow my channels? Because I talk about things that I think you'll find interesting. Because I understand your needs pretty much. And this is what I talk about. So if you'd like, why don't you follow my channels? And when you're ready, you come back to me. And that way you constantly keep on watering that little sales plant. You're going to reap a harvest. After a few months, they're going to know who you are, and they're going to trust you. And remember what I said about trust? You can take it to the bank. It's pure gold. You can deposit it in your bank account. In 1 year's time, those who do versus those who don't do will be edging closer to that corner of the room. So, haters gonna hate. Now, I know we're South African, right? South Africans are so ridiculous. Like, if I saw Charlize Theron, I'd be like, don't look there. Don't look now. There's Charlize. Don't look, she's going to get a big head. Don't look at her. Don't look. We just don't want each other to succeed, am I right? You are sitting here thinking now about how your friends are going to think, oh, who does he think he is? He thinks he's somebody. He's nobody. I know. She's from Kempton Park. So if you're going to worry about what other people think of you, well, then there's nothing to say. But I promise you there are going to be some haters out there like not getting your journey and not getting what you're doing. And I wrote a blog called, Why Are South African Businesses Ignoring YouTube? Because I just don't understand why 5-year-old kids, 7-year-old kids, my mother who's 73 can use YouTube, but nobody else can. Nobody else can. Oh, because you don't have professional camera equipment. Oh, I see. Well, here's, that thing you've got in the basket there. You just hold it this way. Don't hold it that way. This is a fail. This is your first free lesson. Hold your phone like this and just click. So here I am driving. And I had this really deep thought about something. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. You have a deep thought. It can be 2 seconds worth. It doesn't have to be high-quality production value. You know why? Nobody wants glossy, high-quality production value. People want real. Have you noticed that? People are sick of slick. It's so last year. So let's bust some myths, because I know some of you sitting here thinking, my customers aren't on social media. Am I right? You were like, they're definitely not on social media. So the fastest growing age category is age 60 and up. The biggest demographic is 30 and up. And obviously the millennials grew up with phones in their hands. They're on social media, their thoughts are digital. They're all about social media. So yes, your customers are on social media. Here's another fallacy. Your followers are not your friends. So you might think, oh, I can do this rant on my private Facebook page. Nothing's going to happen. Nah, people can screenshot that stuff. You can never delete it. So your followers are never your friends. You always have to very carefully watch what you're posting. The world is watching you. So very quickly, Justine Sacco. Hashtag, has Justine landed yet? Anybody know about her? This hotshot New York PR chick, she's South African. She said the worst thing, I cannot even repeat it, you're going to have to go and look it up. You're going to have to use Twitter, I'm sorry. Don't be scared, it'll be okay. Go and check out, has Justine landed yet? She said the most terrible thing on Twitter. Don't look now, put the phone down. And her entire career went up in flames. She got fired in the air. She was flying. She didn't know she got fired in the air. She only had 200 followers. How did this happen? One of those 200 followers was an editor for a Silicon Valley magazine called Valleywag, and he threw her under the bus. Well, he wanted to be famous too. So, sometimes you got to do that. And her career is completely destroyed. She cannot find a job. Well deserved. It was a terrible comment. Your followers don't want to hear every single thought, random thought that you're going to put up there without thinking it through. You can't just say something without thinking it through. It can ruin your career. Or it can make a career for you. Because Margaret van Wyk now has a new career after she sent the wrong photo to the hockey group. And yes, WhatsApp is a social media platform, and yes, people will screenshot it, and yes, people will throw you under the bus. All right, now, pick up your phones, please, quickly. I'm giving you the permission to hold the precious. Now, Google your name. I know you have already. Google your name, please. So if you found a whole page full of amazing content, then bully for you. You're doing the job right. If you Google my name, you will find the entire first, second, and third page of Google is filled up with my awesome name. It helps that I've got a unique name. If you have nothing and it's completely neutral and it's just like one or two random things, you've got work to do. In 1 year's time, I want to see some change. Your customers are watching you. When you put down the phone to that client, okay, you can put your phone down now. Get off Facebook. When you get off the phone to your client, do you think they Google you? Maybe they want to know who this person is that's contacting them out the blue. At a minimum, you need to be sharing the Carrick content, please, please. It's going to make you look amazing. It's going to add this weightiness to your content. And really, it's awesome content. It's already been created. It's gorgeous. Just share that at a minimum. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, the whole shebang. At a maximum, create some of your own original content to augment it, and always make sure that everything else that you pepper in between is rock solid. Okay, pick up your brand workbooks for me, please. You've got a little bit of homework. So my 1% is out there. I know you're going to actually fill this stuff out. You're going to write down the top 3 takeaways of this talk, but then you're going to take some time distilling your brand. What is your brand? Who are you about? And you can make 3 columns here. You can have your personal brand, your sporty brand, and your business brand. Distill those for yourself. Who are you in your private capacity? And once you've done that, you can then come up with a 1-sentence personal brand statement. This is the 1 sentence that's going to summarize the essence of you, your why, your who you are, your heartbeats, and why people should follow you. This is going to be the sentence that goes on all your social media platforms. All right. And then enough about you. What's the quote that you live your life by? Somebody else has written something amazing. A lot of you on your LinkedIn profiles have already got that up. And then I need you to take one really nice photo of yourself and use it consistently across all your profiles. Just adds credibility, adds trustworthiness, builds a brand. You're building your own personal brand. And then your clients. What do your clients want? What do your clients want? That's really important that you distill that. What topics are you interested in? What are the topics that you're about? Who are the influencers that you're going to follow on which channel? And what are your 3 focus channels? You could even pick 2 focus channels. You don't have to do them all. And then do me a favor and just date this little paper at the back. Because this is the day that things are going to change for you. The world is waiting for you. You can be the star of your own reality show. You can change the trajectory of your life. From Monday, if you don't change something, nothing's going to change. Social media is your soapbox to make change, to get into the global conversation, to have your voice heard. You can reach hundreds of thousands of people, you can reach thousands of people, you can reach hundreds of people. You can maybe only just reach one person. Change their lives. But it all starts with you. It starts today. It starts with you changing. Can I have your commitment? Thank you.
Absolutely awesome. Woo! Very, very, I think just make some more noise. One more round for the lovely Dylan Kohlstadt. Love that, love that, love that. Thank you.